who he is and think of who I am. He's
great and marvelous.
Say,
Great and marvelous.
when I think of how in love, in spite of who I was, he's
Great and marvelous.
whoa.
Great and marvelous. Lord, you're marvelous.
Say you're marvelous.
Lord, you're marvelous.
Say you're marvelous. Whoa.
Lord, you're marvelous.
Marvelous.
Lord, you're marvelous.
Lord, you're marvelous.
So wonderful to me.
When I think of who he is, in spite of who I am, you're
Great and marvelous.
hey.
Great and marvelous.
When I think of what he's done, where he's brought me from, hey.
Great and marvelous.
Whoa.
Great and marvelous.
Said he,
Lord, you're marvelous.
said you're marvelous.
Lord, you're marvelous.
You're marvelous. Yes, you are.
To me.
Whoa, you're marvelous.
Lord, you're marvelous.
Marvelous.
Lord, you're marvelous.
Yes, you are.
So wonderful to me.
You are so
Lord, you're marvelous.
marvelous.
Lord, you're marvelous. You're so
Marvelous.
wonderful to me.
You are so.
Lord, you're marvelous.
You're marvelous. Yes, you are.
So wonderful to me.
Whoa, think of what he's done and where he brought me from. Whoa. Marvelous. Whoa, you're marvelous. You're marvelous. You're marvelous. Marvelous. You're so marvelous. You're marvelous. You're marvelous. Do you know he's marvelous this evening? Come on, say you're marvelous. You're marvelous. You're marvelous. You're marvelous. Lord, you're marvelous. You're marvelous. Say you're marvelous. You're marvelous. Lord, you're excellent. Lord, you're excellent. Oh, you're excellent. Oh, you're excellent. Say you're wonderful. Wonderful. Oh, you're wonderful. Yes, you're wonderful. Say you're marvelous. Marvelous. You're marvelous. Marvelous. Come on, say it. Marvelous. Marvelous. Oh, you're marvelous. You're marvelous. Let them say marvelous. 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 You're marvelous. Marvelous. You're wonderful. Wonderful. Is it wonderful to anybody tonight? Has it brought you from a mighty long ways? Do you know that he's wonderful? Wait. That's because he's marvelous. He's marvelous. He's marvelous. Marvelous. He's excellent. So excellent. Said he's excellent. Oh, he's excellent. He's faithful. Faithful. He's faithful. He's faithful. Said he's wonderful. Wonderful. He's wonderful. Marvelous. Marvelous. Said he's marvelous. Marvelous. Wonderful. Faithful. His faithful faith. Wonderful. Is it wonderful? Let me hear you say wonderful. Come on, say he's wonderful. Wonderful. think of all he's done, where he's brought me from is
Great and marvelous.
oh yeah.
Great and marvelous.
When I think of how he loved me, in spite of what I've done,
Great and marvelous.
Lord,
Great and marvelous. Lord, you're marvelous. Lord, you're marvelous.
say you're marvelous.
For me.
You are,
Lord, you're marvelous.
oh,
Lord, you're marvelous.
you're so